All right, let's dive into this case like we're in the FRCR 2B exam. As I start analyzing the images from this barium follow-through study, my attention is immediately drawn to the solitary focal abnormality at the duodenojejunal flexure. The mucosal fold pattern is obliterated over a short segment, replaced by a smooth pattern with a hint of nodularity. Although this could be food debris, it's more likely something pathological. The caliber of the bowel lumen seems slightly reduced, but there's no tight stricture or upstream dilation to suggest obstruction, which is a key negative finding. Given these observations, my primary diagnosis is non Hodgkin's lymphoma at the duodenojejunal flexure. This diagnosis fits the solitary lesion, especially given the absence of stricture or obvious ulceration. However, I'm also thinking about other possibilities like adenocarcinoma, carcinoid tumor, or even Crohn's disease, though the latter is less likely due to the solitary nature of the lesion. Now, what else could this be? Well, if the patient has a history of inflammatory bowel disease, we could consider Crohn's disease. But again, the lack of multiple lesions makes this less likely. If there's a history of celiac disease, lymphoma becomes even more probable. If this were an adenocarcinoma or a carcinoid tumor, I'd expect to see more definitive signs of malignancy, but these are still on my differential list. To confirm my diagnosis, I'd suggest a biopsy via endoscopy. Given the location of the lesion, the duodenojejunal flexure is usually accessible with conventional endoscopes. I'd also consider a CT scan for a better look at the surrounding structures and any potential lymphadenopathy, which would be crucial in staging if this is indeed lymphoma. Now, let's think about what the examiner might ask next. They might question the rationale for choosing lymphoma over other differential diagnoses. So I'd explain that the solitary nature of the lesion, especially in this location, makes lymphoma more likely. They could also ask about the management steps, in which case I'd discuss the importance of biopsy for a definitive diagnosis and the role of the gastroenterology team in further management. Another possible question could be about why I didn't prioritize Crohn's disease, and I'd reiterate that while Crohn's can present with isolated lesions, it more commonly affects multiple areas of the bowel, making lymphoma a more fitting diagnosis in this scenario. And hey, if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to subscribe, comment, and share our Radiology Made Easy YouTube channel for more radiology tips and case discussions.